We have an eyewitness on the telephone who tells us that he has seen an airplane crash into the World Trade Center.
It is an eerie New York City. Eerie because it is so quiet. The only sound you hear is an occasional siren.
Oh, smoke and screaming and, screaming engines and all the fire engines and police departments are all traveling.
And you've heard stories about the soot. It is literally everywhere, covering this windshield. Somebody's actually written a message of what it feels like here.
Oh my God almighty, the black smoke all over the place. I hope there's got to be somebody killed in it and poor people that went to work.
I remember just the kind of, the vagueness of it all at first. People saying like, oh, something happened, there was a plane crash, and then it was like, oh, the plane didn't just crash, it hit the World Trade Center.
We were watching it and all the students thought it was a movie, because we're a bunch of, I'll say it, first graders at the time. And and then again, we thought it was a movie because we didn't know what was happening.
And then I think within the hour, we really understood how horrific this was.
And then I remember as the second plane hit the second tower, everyone realized oh, it's not just.
The attacks on the World Trade Center, Pentagon, and the downed fourth plane on September 11, 2001 shocked the American nation.
Today our nation saw evil, the very worst of human nature.
The attacks drove the nation into disbelief and shock. Reeling from the tragedy, people were left with the question of how to move forward through the unknown. Whether they were ready for it or not, the American people were in need of healing.
After any type of tragedy, there's usually some sort of movement from leadership to try to unite the country, and a lot of people tend to gravitate together.
Society needed normalcy, and there's nothing more American than the nation's pastime, baseball.
That was the heart of the most heated rivalry in baseball, the Yankees and Red Sox. And at the time, the Red Sox had not won any world championships, and the curse, 86 years of the curse was in effect. And, so the Yankees were the most hated team, in New England. And I remember Red Sox players either after 9/11 wearing Yankees caps. I remember celebrities who were Boston-oriented celebrities like Jimmy Fallon wearing Yankees caps, and just, that sense that we were all kind of American and that we were all kind of in it together, and all those kind of petty rivalries didn't really matter at that point in time.
Just 10 days after the attacks, baseball returned to normal play. And they returned to New York. The heated rivalry of the New York Mets versus the Atlanta Braves resumed, leading us to an intense 8th inning.
Wants it away, and it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the run. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza, and the Mets lead 3-2.
Fans of both teams went crazy. Despite the team's past, everyone came together to support each other. Patriotism continued to shine through as the season came to a close. All of the events of the 2001 season culminated into one pitch of the 2001 World Series.
And I hate the Yankees, but everyone loves this one moment. It was seen as a real unifying, because the President of the United States, who of course is the leader of the United States effectively, and he came out and threw the first pitch at Yankee Stadium with thunderous applause. I think everyone in sports, no matter where you're from, Boston or anywhere, was saw that, and they were that's a good moment.
Although it may not have addressed the problems America faced, sports established the common ground that helped to ease the American people's anxiety in a time of need.
It's a form of escapism. It also provided, I think, a sense of normalcy at a time where, watching a sports game or going to a sports game is, I think even during the COVID pandemic, when that started to settle down, being able to go back to things that you were familiar with was really, really important.